In this video, we're going to talk about what shift differential pay is. So, what is a shift differential? Well, typically this is looked at as an added bonus of working unfavorable times of day or even times of the year. Like sometimes you have trouble filling the night shift, the evening shift, and then even working holidays or working days around holidays. So companies will pay those staff a shift differential to work those shifts. So sometimes it might be like, hey, I'll pay you an extra $2 an hour to work the night shift or to work on a Saturday, or I'll pay you $1 more to work on the evenings, whatever it might be. So the question is this included in overtime calculations? Absolutely. So it's important for you to understand that additional halftime compensation, which is basically telling you the overtime compensation must be paid at the regular rate of pay, which is defined as the total remuneration. And what a word that is used by the Fair Labor Standards Act. Total remuneration means total compensation. So you're talking about all of their regular pay plus their shift differential pay. So you take that and you divide it by the total hours that they worked. This will exceed the hourly rate when the shift differentials are included. So basically, when it averages out, let's say I'm paid $20 an hour, it might be $25.55 an hour after the shift diffs are added in. So these calculations, I'm going to ask that you pause this video and take some time to write this down. It's kind of like the movie Van Wilder. He's like, write that down. This is so important. The regular pay is where you take the hourly rate times the hours that they work. Then you need to find the shift differential pay, which is the shift diff amount times the shift differential hours. Then you add those two components together, the regular pay and the shift differential pay, and that's considered total compensation. Now, the regular rate of pay is super crucial, and you'll hear me say this a bunch of times. The regular rate of pay is where you actually can check to see if this person is paid minimum wage or higher or below minimum wage. Guess what? If they're below minimum wage and the regular rate of pay is below the minimum wage, that means you need to pay this person a minimum wage supplement because they are not paid appropriately. If they're paid at or above minimum wage, you're fine. Once you find the regular rate of pay, then you need to find what's called the overtime premium rate. You take that regular rate of pay and multiply it by a half because you've already paid straight time for all the hours of work. You just now need to pay the half portion for the remaining hours that are overtime hours. The overtime premium is where you take the overtime premium rate that you just found and you multiply it by the overtime hours. And the gross pay comes out to be the total compensation, which is, again, your regular pay plus your shift diff pay plus your overtime premium. So let's look at a concrete example. Jane is paid $22 per hour as an RN and earns overtime. She works 45 hours during the work week, of which 10 of those were paid at an extra $8 an hour. So if she works the night shift, she basically is going to earn $30 an hour. So now, what is she due and how much is she due? Again, using that formula we just showed you a couple of slides ago, the regular pay is $22 an hour times 45 hours. That's how much she works. So it's a total of $9.90. But then we need to find the shift diff pay. So she's paid an additional $8 an hour for the 10 hours that she worked the night shift. So she's paid an additional $80 on top of that. So her total compensation is adding the $9.90 and the $80 together. Now we need to find the regular rate of pay. So we take that total compensation of $10.70 and we divide it by the hours that she worked, which is 45 hours. And the average regular rate of pay comes out to $23.77.7. So it can be rounded to 78 if you wanted to, but we keep it this way. So it's important to know that if this person works in a state like California where it's $15.50 per hour, she's totally fine. But if that average regular or that regular rate of pay was $10.02 and the minimum wage is 15, you have to give them a minimum wage supplement. But in this case, she's safe. The overtime premium rate, we're going to take that $23.77 and multiply it by half. And then, of course, we give the half portion. And the overtime premium is where we take that half portion we just found and multiply it by the number of hours over 40, which in this case is 5 hours. So the gross pay is where we add in the total compensation, which includes the shift diff pay, the regular pay, plus the overtime premium to give you the total amount of compensation.